and then went to Vladimir Matyushenko's school for a while.
Is it dynamics? No.
It was before that. He just called it VMAT.
VMAT, yeah. Yeah, that's cool, man. That's really cool. You were a part of the OG, real like martial arts training in LA.
Frank Trigg, I remember.
Wow, that's really cool. That's really cool. I didn't know that.
I joined one of his wrestling classes, and I was trying to do. He's showing the single leg takedown. I was so bad at it. He just goes, "Just stop." You know what? Just never do it. Just stick to the double leg.
That's funny.
I was like, it can't be that bad. And he's like, it's bad.
Just don't do that.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny.
So then after that, just
he's a ref now for UFC for MMA in California. Frank
really?
Trigg, yeah.
I remember seeing Vladimir and Frank Trigg maybe 6-7 years ago, and then I was thinking about, wow, you guys look older, but I always wondered, was it the MMA that made you look older? Yeah,
it's funny. I say, like, if you do jiu-jitsu, you look younger, but MMA makes you look older.
Yeah.
The punches and the stress of getting punched and kicked in the face.
It has to be. So I got a chance to hang out with Vladimir for like 30 minutes after that fight. So he was supposed to fight Tito Ortiz, but Tito went out, and he got Jon Jones.
Wow, it's a big change, huh?
And Jon Jones didn't have a name.
Right.
He was a nobody.
Was his debut?
Yeah.
UFC debut.
UFC debut, yeah, like as a nobody. He was a replacement.
It's the MMA game.
And Jon Jones was so dominant. So afterwards, we're seeing Vladimir. I'm not saying anything. I'm just like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for someone to beat you, like, that's saying something. Because Vladimir would just grab my wrist sometimes and just throw me around like a rag.
Yeah. That was his debut, Jon Jones?
I think so, yeah. Now I'm curious.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, yeah, that was the era, right? Man, Jon Jones is so dominant. So dominant. Like, there's nobody even close to Jon Jones, what he's done.
And I forget how old he is now. But
he was young. He was really young when he made his UFC debut. I think he was like, I'm going to fight. And then he fought like a month later, and then 6 months later he was in the UFC. He had like 6 fights in 6 months, something like that, something crazy like that.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe it wasn't his.
But it was
debut.
one of
It was
his
a replacement.
early ones.
Yeah.
Early ones.
Because I remember when they made that replacement.
And Matsushenko was a name, right?
Yeah.
The janitor.
This was
He'll clean you up.
August 2010.